Following program is rated GE. It is suitable for general family viewing.
Hi and welcome to another episode of The Grind. My name is Violet Njeki and today we are down in Mwea. I know you know Mwea for rice, only for eating, but do you know there are other businesses that you can do with the byproducts of rice, like the husks? Well, today we are going to talk to the founder of Safi Organics, and he's going to tell us how he's been able to turn this farmer's crop waste into a profitable business, into a profitable solution for him and even to other farmers. I'm going to let him introduce himself because I don't want to introduce him and I got that I actually do not know him as I do. So please introduce yourself.
So I'm Samuel Rigu, co-founder and CEO of Safi Organics. And we have been here since 2015, and we are converting rice husks into an organic fertilizer.
Okay, so tell me, what made you to start this business?
Well, when I was growing up back then, one afternoon with my grandmother in the field, she said words I'll never forget. Son, 20 years ago, we were harvesting double of what we harvested today. I'm afraid in future you'll have no food from this land to feed your children. And interestingly, I went to school to study really hard and not go back to agriculture. However, as I grew, I realized that it's not only my children who are threatened by the reducing productivity, but millions of other children in Africa and in Asia. So I made it a point that I will change the situation. And in 2011, I was working in one farm called Turning Point. And what I realized is that the soils are really dilapidated and they're very much acidified. And so I was looking into ways in which we can come up with ways to counteract the acidity. And one of the ways is farming God's way, which was the method I was practicing then. But I did realize that there is quite a lot of agricultural waste that is not being used. However, when I came to Mwea in 2013 to buy some rice, I realized that they are rice husks, and upon asking what they use the rice husk for, I was told it's banned because it has no significant use.
Yeah, after they're done with it. Yeah.
No, this is not possible. We have to get something to do with this. So the first thing was sell this rice to produce briquettes, and that is where I did start. And unfortunately, it didn't work out because the briquettes that we made never boiled a pot of tea. It was a total failure.
Okay, so it failed. It didn't actually mature to what you were expecting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So after that, we partnered with one of the largest mosquito coil producing companies in East and Central Africa to produce eco-friendly mosquito coils. And yes, the business was good and we sold millions of these mosquito coils. However, in terms of break-even point, it would take really long and a lot of investments, which I didn't have then. So at that point, I asked myself, what if we take this back to the farm?
Okay, let me cut you for a minute.
Yes.
The mosquito coils, you're also still making them from husks?
Yes, we are making them from husks.
Yeah.
However, in terms of the burning time, it takes, they were burning for shorter time, about 4 hours. And so one time I got this client who would ask me this question: how do you expect me to wake up at 3 a.m. to light
your coil again?
And then, yeah, so after the business didn't have a very, very promising future, we thought that we could take the product back to the farm. And we had this farmer, Mr. Dan, who took our product, and we told him, just use it for free. If it works, you pay us. If it doesn't, then you're good. Yeah. Nobody has lost anything. So that season, Mr. Dan doubled his yields. And interestingly, from that point, we knew, yes, now we have a product that can work in the farm and can counteract the acidic effect, because over 68% of soils here in Kirinyaga County are acidified.
Ah.
Yes.
Well, from biscuits, mosquito coils, and now to making fertilizers. I don't know if I will have that zeal, but Samuel here actually has it. So tell me, when you were starting, what was your financial startup? How did you decide that I'm going to use this cash, and how did you get that cash to start this kind of business?
Well, I have to say, when I did start the briquette business, I actually invested all the cash that I had saved up, and it went down the drain.
Will you know how an estimate of how much you lost by then?
So that time I lost about 15,000 USD.
USD?
Yes, 15,000 USD.
I'm not that good in math, but quite a lot.
Yeah. So, because at the end of the day, I did believe in the idea, and I knew it is a perfect idea. However, now after I lost, I realized that the next venture, going it alone, would be really difficult. So that is the point where now I started partnership. That's why I mentioned that we partnered with one of the largest mosquito coils.
Yeah.
So where they could absorb part of the risk, and I take the other risk.
Yeah.
So when we decided that this is not really working for us, we had an option to go into coffee husks as the raw material, but we still had rice husk, which was quite a lot and didn't have any use. So we partnered with 3 partners who are currently my co-founders. So we have Kevin and we have Joyce. So we both brought in resources. We all brought in resources now to start Safi Organics. But interestingly, I can tell you Safi Organics was started with less than 50,000.
Less than 50,000, impressive.
Shillings. Yes,
that
when
is quite
we were
impressive.
starting. Because now I had learned a lot that in business, when you are risking or when you're starting, it's a risk. You don't know whether it will work or it will not.
Yes.
So yes, that's how it is.
So now just generally tell me, what exactly does Safi Organics do?
So Safi Organics was started actually with a dream to decentralize fertilizer production. And our biggest dream is we want that farmers can get fertilizer when they need it and how they need it.
Yeah.
So we are working on getting a soil-specific fertilizer for the farmers across the country as well as across the globe.
Yeah.
So currently what we do, we get raw rice husk. We have partnered with the young men who we have formed into CBOs.
What are CBOs?
Community-based organizations, just like Mr. Waweru and his group. So we train these young men to produce what we call the fertilizer substrate or the biochar. Now, once they have produced that, we support them all the way. We they produce, we buy it from them. This, we are creating employment within the local community. Now, once we buy the fertilizer substrate, it comes here, we grind it, and then after grinding it, we mix it with a special nutrient mix, and we have a complete fertilizer ready for the farm. So, yes, that's what we do.
You've said that you get your husks from farmers.
Yes.
How are you able to say that I'm going to get from this one and not from the other one?
So currently within this community, within Moya community, it is easy because all the husks are left in the middle. So we cannot segregate farmers.
Yeah.
But we have areas where the raw materials, because we can work with any crop residue. So we have areas where the crop residue is in different farms at farm points.
Yeah.
So what we do at that point is now encourage the farmers to aggregate the crop residue within one farm, and then now we can do the conversion from that farm. Yeah, from farm level. So we cannot segregate. Even if you're producing 100 kilos of waste, that is quite good. It will produce a bag or two of fertilizer at the end of it.
And what is the process of creating this fertilizer?
So the process is actually very simple. It's not really complicated, but it is based on research that we have really invested on. So I can tell you, when we started in 2015, we only had a soil amender. We only had a soil amender. But by 2016, we had a planting fertilizer, which now we use basically as a base or NPK. In 2017, we developed a top dressing fertilizer. We currently have a foliar feed, a balanced foliar feed fertilizer for the farm. So kind of in terms of the nutrient need, we are supplying the farmer with the nutrients that he needs. Yes.
So how much do you gauge on pricing the farmers when you get the husk them unawambia kama hii niuzie 50 bob or hii niuzie 100 bob? How do you gauge your prices?
Okay, so basically when we came to Mwea, husk was a nuisance. They had to dispose it. So we were getting it 100% free. So, however,
free as in you just pick it?
You just pick it and use it, because they would actually even bring it to here, because we were converting at this point. So they would bring it here for free. So, but over time, it has gained value. So currently we are doing it at around 3 shillings to around 4 shillings per kilo.
3 to 4 shillings?
Yes.
Who knew 3 to 4 shillings could be quite profitable?
Yes. So 3 to 4 shillings per kilo, that's how much we get the husk for today.
Well, you see those 2 shillings that you put at the side of your bed, they're actually quite profitable to someone else. We're taking a short break, but we'll be right back with more learning about the husks right down here in Mwea.
You are watching TV 47. Ability is common in everyone. Those abled differently also have immense ability.
Maybe we are not good in both, but we can be good in life.
They reach beyond the limits in their special, different way.
If the society can just be careful on what they call them and how they refer to them, that would at least be better.
They need to be loved. They have feelings. They would like to give love.
Welcome back to The Grind. My name is Violet Njaki, and before the break, we actually learned how Samuel, he has been able to convert rice husks to fertilizer and benefiting not only him, but also the farmers that are around him here in Mwea and Kirinyaga County as a whole. So Samuel, you've told me that you're 3 in this business of Safi Organics.
Right.
How are you able to benefit and say that, Samuel, you're benefiting this, your other 2 partners this and this? How are you able to say, I've gained profit from Safi Organics?
Okay, right. So in terms of that, when we were starting up, we knew, then we didn't have anything, but we knew, and we did believe that we will be in a position to make quite a lot from the business. So where we started was having a partner agreement. So we have a co-founders agreement that guides us in developing in any finances that come based on our contribution to the growth of the organization. So that one is 100% sorted, and perhaps that's why we have had a very successful partnership.
Yeah, because for some people when they form partnerships, they're like, nah, get this one out of the partnership.
Yeah.
Has it occurred to you that you and your partners are quarreling about the business, and how have you been able to settle that?
In the co-founders agreement, we have all these things catered for, whether it's in terms of disagreements. We have a clause that really stipulates how we should handle the disagreements. However, in terms of the company and the bearing of the company forward, one thing that we have really integrated is involving everyone in the growth. So not only us as co-founders, but we also involve the employees in designing the path that we'll follow. So through that, we are usually in an agreement from the word go. So unless there is the divergence in between, which is very easy to collect, because we know that this is not what we agreed, this is where we agreed. So if we have to consider this, let's consider it in the next year. So that way we are able to really work together very well economical and very, very efficiently.
So 5-6 years into the business now,
Yes.
how have you been able to market yourself and put yourself as the EAT company there for people who need fertilizers?
Good. So in terms of marketing ourselves, so first is to our clients. So we have a team of marketing personnel in the field, going to farmers, working with farmers. Number two, we listen to our clients. So whatever they need, we give them. Just to give an example, is that farmers kind of are like, is this enough for me? Is it enough fertilizer for me or not? So through that, we are able to bring in a service of soil testing service to the farmers.
Or do you actually take them to the farmers?
Yes. So now through that, we are able to give a precise recommendation for the fertilizers. So the other way is that we have benefited quite a lot from media, just like what you are doing today. We have benefited quite a lot from media.
The exposure.
So, and we really appreciate it and we really like it. So at the end of the day, that has also been a good path for us. We have also ventured into social media and website. So at least people get to reach to us through those
the age of technology.
Yes.
So you're not the only company that is producing fertilizer, and there's competition here and there. How have you been able to say that you're better than this company? Or no, not even better, rather people would rather go for yours and not the other fertilizers?
One thing that we believe in, you cannot be the only company that a farmer will need, because there's so many products the farmer needs in his farm and at different stages of the plant growth. So however, for us, we pride ourselves in the fact that we can tailor make the fertilizer for the farmer. So depending on the needs of the farmer, we can tailor make the fertilizer for their farm.
For them,
Yes. So that really sets us apart from everyone else. So the other advantage is that once a farmer adopts our fertilizer, they'll continue using it because they see the benefit of the fertilizer. They have the 30% increase in yields, which is something that we are very happy about. Then in terms of the environment, we are conserving the environment because we are managing waste, and at the same time, our product, for every acre of land it's used, we are sequestering an equivalent of 1.7 tons of CO2, which is a very, very big win for the world.
For the environment in general. So even as we talk about competition, because there are other companies that price their fertilizers maybe higher or lower, how do you price your fertilizers?
So currently in the market, so I would say we are somewhere in between. We have some that are lower than us, we have some that are slightly higher than us. But one of the things that we don't really sell the price tag, because we believe what really the farmer needs is that extra coin in the pocket. So for us, we sell the value of our product. We are currently retailing our fertilizer at 2,000 for 50 kg bag, which is very affordable for the farmer.
And how is there a point that a farmer comes and say, siunichezea hata kidogo, bei hainifiki? Are you able to consider those kind of clients? Well,
that is a retail price. So if you're doing wholesale price, we have a good deal for wholesale depending on the quantity.
So in every business there are always risks. What are some of the risks and challenges that you faced since you started this business?
Well, our first and the biggest challenge that we did face was the fact that now we are taking waste and telling a farmer now, you know what, this waste of yours can be your next big win. And you can get a lot if you use it as fertilizer. And the farmer just thinks like you are out of your mind. However, for us to overcome that, we had a lot of demos with the farmers, doing a lot of demos with the farmers. And once the farmer sees the results and they're like, okay, you guys are right now, let's work with you. So that was the biggest challenge in terms of adoption of the fertilizer, because it is new in the market. There is none other fertilizer that looked like it. So that was the biggest gap and the biggest hit trees to get. So otherwise, currently one of the biggest challenge might be the fact that we are looking to expand. We are looking to replicate what we have here across the country. And actually, so far we have identified our next location is in Kisumu.
All the way to Kisumu?
Yes, all the way to Kisumu.
Yeah.
So at least we want to replicate it because it's a rice growing area. So we replicate exactly what we are doing. So with that, we require, by the end of the year, we hope to have at least 3 new locations. And in 3 years, to have at least 10 locations in the country, which comes with a price tag on it. So we need a lot in terms of expansion fund. Yes, so that is a big challenge, but we are working towards raising the money to do that, and we welcome partners to come and join with us as we impact farmers, because we believe at least 4 million farmers should have access to our fertilizer in the next 5 years.
Yeah. So 5-6 years in, from 2015, that's 6 years now?
Yes.
So has it ever gotten a point to you in your business, you're saying, this business is not going the way I termed it to be going, and you just want to give up and you say this business is not for me?
Well, I can be true to you that some mornings you wake up and you just want to go back to bed.
You're just looking at,
I can.
Leonila Siku.
I tell you, because back in 2017, there was a drought. And this is something that we had not experienced.
Yeah.
So the product was not moving. So what happens? The product is not moving. You have employees to pay. The business was growing, so you had all the projections. The people, the partners you work with, you had given them the projections, and now you're telling them, we are not selling.
Yeah.
So everybody is like, okay, how do you pay your employees? How do you do what? So at that point, I actually called a meeting for everyone, the employees, our partners that we are with. And we sat down and I told them, now, it's either we close business and we go home, we wait until the rains are back, or we come up with new ideas or new thoughts on the way to keep us sustainable.
Running. Yeah.
So different ideas were floated, and we actually adopted one from one of the employees, and that is the time I realized the power of your team. So, and really we were able to remain afloat despite it was one of our worst years ever. So with COVID, on the other hand, there was quite a lot of challenge, more so when the hotels were closed. The market was responding very poorly because the farmers reduced the rate of farming, so which means our sales also
went
dipped.
down.
But at least now it was much better. We were much more prepared for that situation. And what we thank God is that we never laid off anyone during the whole of the COVID period. And the business has really picked up again this year. So we are really grateful.
That's good.
Yes.
So with the profits that you've made since 2015 till now, has it, I don't know how high or how low or wherever they are, but has it influenced you in your life? Has it been able to give you something else apart from Safi Organics?
One thing that I'll say is that we did break even in 2018. So we have seen profits in 2019. However, 2020, we didn't realize much of a profit. And now this year. And basically, one of the things that in our structure we have agreed as partners, much of it is being reinvested in growing Safi Organics. So what we have done is grow more of Safi Organics than anything else. Because as you know, we started from almost with 50,000. But today, if you ask me what's the value of Safi Organics, I can tell you it's over 150 million. So
you've been able to grow it over the years.
We have been growing it over the years. And as you have heard, we want really to grow it big because we want to take it to every country, every farming community in Africa and beyond.
What would you say to someone who wants to start such a kind of a business, but they're like, I don't know if the farmers will accept me, I don't know if I'm going to go the right way? What advice will you have for such a person?
Well, the first thing is to start. Actually, they should go ahead and start. Let now the farmers decide. When they listen to their clients, because the client is always your end point. So listen to the client. Is the product working for them? If it is working, keep doing it. If it is not working, improve it. That way, there is always, you'll always have a reason to keep on working.
Where will one find you if they want to get in contact with you or even get your products?
Great. To get in touch with us, you can just pay a visit to our website. You can actually shop online on our website. So at least we are making life easy for the farmers. However, you can also get us in social media through Safi Organics is our brand, as well as you can reach us via phone, which is 0725778829. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for your time and thank you for giving us the broad perspective of Safi Organics.
Much welcome.
Thank you so much. Well, that is all we had for you today. We have learned more about turning waste into fertilizers and turning it into a profit. Are you seated there just wondering what you're going to do with it? Someone has said just start. And for him, his grandmother actually is the one who pushed him to start his business. What is pushing you? Well, until next time, where we get to meet another business, another entrepreneur, and learn why they started their business. My name is Violet Njeki. See you soon.
We value your feedback. If you would like to send questions, comments, or suggestions for your favorite TV47 shows, call us on telephone number 0740-047-047 or email us at maoni@tv47.co.ke. You can also write to us on PO Box 2358/00621, Nairobi. You can also drop your complaint or feedback at our offices located at number 10 Ojija Close off Ojija Road, Park